Hi guys, so I have not long got in. It is super late today, so it is nearly 8:15. I have been a few places, one of which was to pick up Tweedledee and Tweedledum over there. This one of which I nearly lost. I walked into the garden, thought I'd closed the gate, put the latch on, and the latch had come down and not been like in the gate, in the hook. So I let them out, they ran out of the back and turned around. I was like, ah! I looked and I just saw Dakota like slip through behind the gate, and I was like, no! Because these do not come back. I've lost them so many times from little things like that happening, but not for years. So touch with it that doesn't happen, but little things like they've slipped their leads, and but that's why I walk them now on the, are you coming over for? I walk them now on the what are they called, the harnesses. I put them on the harnesses, and we use a rope lead. We used to use extendable leads, but the one day, all right, Mrs. Adam's hand got burnt when he tried to stop Dakota running towards another dog, because this dog looked fierce, and Dakota's like moody. You never know whether like she's in a nice mood with other dogs or not, so we just always keep her close anyway. What are you doing, crazy? She keeps looking up and she's like, what about me? I'm pretty sure this lump is getting bigger as well though. I know, babes, it's big. We'll have it checked, okay, shall we? Yeah, should we have it checked? It's by here. It is, I don't know, this big. It's very hard. That's it there, basically. It's grown over about 3 years maybe. And when we went, I know I'm like changing stories, but when we went to have it checked, it was very small, and they said that it was probably she'd like caught herself like on a bramble or something, and it was like you know when it's like a keloid scar, so it's like a scar that overscars, but it doesn't bother her at all, and it's not hot, she doesn't scratch it, but it's grown over a long time, so yes, still need to get it checked anyway. What was I saying? Yes, so we've been extremely lucky with getting these two monsters back, yes, but today my heart sunk, because I was like, oh my god, because I hadn't quite got Kaya on the lead either, and I tried to run out the gate and close the gate behind me with Kaya still in the garden so that I could run after Dakota, and the gate wouldn't close because it wasn't like going on the latch, so I was having a right panic. Managed to put Kaya on the lead quickly, ran out the front, and Dakota was sniffing around by the bin, and then first time she's ever done it, but she ran back into the garden. I was like, oh, okay, this is fine, this is fine. So managed to get her back on the lead, and all was fine. Anyway, so a few things to tell you. I finished my Audible book. Actually, let me tell you about the other thing first. So I'm getting shouted by this one for not smoothing her. Excuse me. I can't believe yesterday I didn't talk about what happened in London. Like, this is going to be like 2 days ago for you now, but I sort of came home and I didn't really know about it, to be honest with you, because in school you're like in your own little bubble, aren't you? I'm talking as if like you all know. You all know. I know some of you know. And it became a vital tool for the artillery during. Okay, you can hear me properly now as well. Sorry if that was a little bit loud. Yes. Yeah, and it just blows my mind that I know things are going to happen again and again, so I'm kind of not surprised, but at the same time I can't quite believe that things like this are still happening in our world. And I'm not going to get political on this at all, but I just hate it. I really hate it, and it was really sad that people lost their lives yesterday. But I think what said more was the amount of people that ran to help. yeah, I think that says more than just like one or two men spreading hatred, and the thousands of people that help and were saying kind things afterwards. I think that says more about humanity than anything else. That's all I'm going to say on that matter, unless any of you do want to talk about anything further. But yeah, so I finished my audible book for the no spend year, which I will come back to in a moment to tell you a little bit more about, because I think I'm going to do it. Not a year though. I don't think I'm going to do a year. Had to stop for kisses. Thanks, babes. Thank you. Yeah, basically that's what happened today. I had a really bad day with the iPads in school again today, and just got to the point where I thought, right, this I clearly need to invest in this. This is ridiculous. So I'm going to pay it off monthly, basically. And that was what brought me on to thinking about doing the no spend year, but not doing it in a year. So I will open that with you in a moment. But to be honest with you, the book wasn't that great. I didn't think that much of it. The beginning was good, where she spoke about like why she was doing it and like her rules for it. There was a little bit in the middle where she spoke about like mortgages and pensions and like credit cards and things, like practical things that you could use in life. And a little bit at the end, then literally like the last like 10 minutes, where it was like a little quiz, like where she asked like 10 questions and said, are you A, B or C, for like the answers, and if you're mostly A's then you were this person, if you're mostly B's this person, if you're mostly C's another person. And she just gave you advice on what to do if you were said person, A, B or C, which was the bit that I found the most helpful, and that was what made me think. The bit that made me think as well was thinking about pension and like paying off mortgage early, and obviously we don't have a mortgage at the moment anyway because you know we rent. Yeah, but it's made me want to look at this. She's so needy, guys. It's literally horrendous. Aren't you, missus? Yeah, it's just made me think that I want to save more. And with buying this iPad now, I have thought, well, if I have to invest in this, then I want to really cut back in like other areas of my life and make sure that I'm not just spending like on little things here and there without a thought. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to try and give a go. The rest of that book was mainly like about her, what she did in the year, so like talking about her what she did on a holiday. She went on like a cycle holiday for 2 weeks, where she slept, what she ate, and it's like about her year and what she did instead of going out to the pub with friends, you know, and like finding free activities to do in London. Yeah, so it was worth the listen, I suppose, for some of the information that I got from it anyway. But I started a new Audible book today, which is The Power of Habit, I think it's called. Stop squeaking, please. Yes, I'm going for The Power of Habit, and this is really interesting. I downloaded this, actually, I can't remember why I downloaded this. I downloaded it ages. No, stop squeaking. No. It's not all about you. Sometimes it's about me and my friends on YouTube, okay? It's not all about you. Yeah, I can't remember why I downloaded it, but it's really, really interesting. And I think I could apply some of those thoughts into my life. So from what I've listened to so far, they're talking about how if you form a habit, they haven't talked about how many days it takes to form a habit or anything like that yet. But if you form a habit, it takes less energy in your brain. So like I was saying the other day, like, do you have like a morning routine? If you have like a set way that you do things, then it's like a habit and it frees up thinking space in your brain and you get tired less, things like that. Because yeah, I'm just finding it really interesting and hoping that I can form new, better habits. Like, I'm halfway through forming a habit of taking my makeup off at night. I'd like to do that for a month solid and see if that, you know, transcends into a year-long thing. Vlogging is now a habit. I always pick up the camera straight away, where I used to be terrible at it. So yeah, I feel like this year is really good for like self-change, and I'm learning a lot by just from other people, and just feel like I'm learning. This is a year of learning and changing, hopefully for the better. So with my no spend year, I don't know what to call it, because it's not like, maybe I'll say no spend challenge. With my no spend challenge, let's say that, because it's not going to be a year. I couldn't do a year. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at like my last like 4 months bank statements really, and just see like what I'm spending like little money on, because I know that I know what my big outgoings are, so I don't have like a lot of money left over anyway at the end of the month. But even if I could save, you know, like 50 quid, wouldn't that be amazing? Like, that's 50 quid more than I have before. So yeah, I just like to see what I can do. I think I'll do what I said before, where I only buy new products when something has run out. Like today, like my Lizzle cleanse and polish has run, like I'm squeezing the last out of the bottle. So today, when I was in Cardiff, I picked up a bottle of that. I also picked up a bottle of foundation, because my foundation is now like splurting the last little bit, like it was like, as if like, yeah, I'm all gone, you can't get anything else out of me. So it was quite good that I managed to listen to that really, because I was like, right, if I buy it now, I've restocked, and it's going to stop me going, oh, but what about I could try this foundation or this foundation? So I'm like restocked now. So yes, feel like it's something I could do. I'm going to look into it and see, set myself some rules, some manageable rules, some achievable rules, and see if I could do it for, I don't know if I want to say 3 months or 1 month. I'm not sure. I'd love to be able to do it for 3 months. It might be like too much. I'll set myself some rules first, and I'll see. But yeah, I think it's about time we looked at this iPad. Whilst I was driving there, I'd already spoken to Adam about it again, and decided that I would sell a couple of my lenses that I've got upstairs as well, and see, like, to put towards the payment of it, and see if I've got anything else that I could sell that I'm not going to be using. Not that I think I have got much here to sell at the moment anyway, but it's definitely worth looking at. But yeah, whilst I was driving there today, even though I'd made the decision that yes, I was going to buy it, I was like almost there at the shop, and I was feeling like really bad about it. It's about spending the money, and even though I knew I was still, even though I was feeling bad, I was still going to buy it. I just felt bad about it. So I'm trying to block that feeling out and just go, right, you've got it now, like, just use it. You needed it, use it for what you can, and be excited that you've got it, because I know that I'm going to put a dampener on it and I'm not going to like be excited about the purchase. So I'm going to try and go forget about the money side of it for a second and go, yay, I got an iPad. So guys, let's have a little look at the iPad. I don't know where this horrendous American accent has come from either, because I think I used to be able to do quite a good American accent, and since I've started vlogging I slip into this really silly American accent that's really not very good at all. So I do apologise to anybody out there who's American and is thinking, what is this girl doing? What is she talking like? She is a weirdo. Let's take, why does this smell like curry in my bag? That's weird. Oh, it doesn't. That was a funny smell. Yeah, so that I chucked that in there from earlier. And whoops a daisy. This one BD30, yeah, that's the right one. BD30 is the one that I have, which is the Touche Eclat Le Tint from YSL. So we'll put the top on that in a second. And I met another YouTuber today when I was in the Apple store, who was really nice. So I'd love for you to go and check out his channel if you've got any interest in music at all, or you know anybody that would be interested in music or could sort of benefit from having something produced by him. And his name was on YouTube Mr. Cooper Music. Yeah, so we like subscribed to each other when we were in there, and I said we'd contact each other, maybe see if I could like help him out a bit with like some music promotion or something. Where's my subscriptions? Let's see. Oh, I can't see my... Hang on. Ooh, wardrobe clear out. I do love a wardrobe clear out. Okay, so this is his channel. Hang on. So this is his channel here, and it says Mr. Cooper Music. So that's his thumbnail there with the big C with the Mr. inside. Yeah, and he was showing me one of his videos in there, so it was really interesting. It's always good to find new people on it. It's interesting to sort of talk to somebody who's a YouTuber as well, because that's me meeting YouTubers few and far between. So the last YouTuber that I met was Maddie Bruce. So yeah, so anyway, let's go into this bag and have a look. Okay, I've got the keyboard that goes with it, because this is like sort of like a case that sits on it, so this would be great for school, for me to take to meetings and things, because it's my iPad and I can just flip it over and use it like my Mac basically, and it'll save me taking my Mac to school sometimes as well, because sometimes I do that and I really shouldn't. I should leave it home really. So this is the one. I went for a very girly white and gold, so we'll open this in a minute. And I've also got for calligraphy, guys, I'm excited for this one. It's the Apple Pencil. Yes, I'm excited about that. I really am excited. So because I'm gonna need two hands for this, I'm just going to turn this off and turn it back on when it's all open. So here it is, guys. I went for the big one. See my reflection, hello. Purely for thinking of like calligraphy and being able to write thumbnails, like write my text over the thumbnails. So yes, we shall have a little go. Okay, I've put the case on it, so it just is magnetic on the side here. And this is so cool, guys. So this is the keyboard that pops out. And then watch this. You fold it up. Oops, a daisy. Hang on, I need to use my toe because I haven't got two hands. Ah! It's a lot easier with two hands and quicker. How cool is that? And then it's like a little computer. Oh, so cool. It's so clever. So cool. Okay, I've got it charging. Well, actually not charging, it's updated at the moment. All I've done so far is like set up my emails on it and charge the pencil. The pencil's pretty cool. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be, and sort of weightier. Like it's got a good weight to it. That sounds really weird. It's just, yeah, it feels good in your hand, is what I'm trying to say. It's just gone 9 o'clock. I'm getting super tired, so however long that takes to do, I'm then going to sleep. So yeah, just feel really tired again towards the end of the week, but it's Friday tomorrow. It's Mother's Day this weekend in the UK as well. You doing anything exciting for it? What are you doing? What have you got your mums, guys? If you're lucky enough to spend some time with your mum, what are you going to do? Or what have you got her? I'm not saying anything in case my mum's watching. But yeah, I am going to call it a night tonight and say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.